welcome to Beyond That. I'm Jennifer. This is Mary.
Hi.
Mary's going to grab another question from the magic bucket. The magic question bucket.
And this one reads, in your first NDE and OBE, you said creators showed you how everything is perfect, beautiful, and good. How is that true when we see so much evil, hatred, violence, and chaos every day?
Okay. I know whose question that is. She's going to be so glad that we're covering this. Okay, so when I came back from that first near-death experience, I felt like a 5-year-old child. There was nothing wrong with this world. Everything was perfect and beautiful, and there was nothing bad. It was this, I can't even explain the perfection of what I felt. It actually coined me the name, my friend gave me the nickname Glossy, because I could take the crappiest situation anybody could go through and I could shine it all up and make it, be just, it's wonderful, it's great.
Saw the good in everything.
Saw the good in everything, that is exactly right. Now, I will make a little note there that actually does tick some people off. But I have learned through the years, now mind you, this was 19 years ago, so I have had many years to be able to not only see it for its truth and its fact in our life, but we were talking earlier, and you shared a great experience, and I'll just let you tell the bathroom story in the mall.
I'll shorten
Just
it up.
shorten it up. Yeah, just a
Okay.
brief thing, what happened.
Yeah, I was working one day and at lunch went to the mall, and this particular mall had double doors that led to the bathrooms. So you open the double doors and it's a corridor, and you enter into the female bathroom, and the male bathroom was beyond. So I went into the stall, and as I'm locking my stall, I hear the bathroom door open. It closes, and there's no footsteps walking to the sinks or even walking to the stall next to me or the stall over. And I thought, what the heck? And I looked under, and there were work boots and jeans that I could see under the door.
So a man, you perceived.
I perceived, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was frozen for a minute, no cell phones back then, and I said a few choice words in my stern voice, and all of a sudden the door opened back up and it closed, and when I looked back under, there were no work boots. Well, my conversation that I had with him must have feared him, and I don't remember what it was I said. I just, put the fear of God in him, I think. And so I waited and I waited. Is another, woman gonna walk in so that I can go back out into that corridor? I didn't know if he was there. So I guess in that probably 10 minutes or so, no one did come in. I did go out. I opened the door slowly to see if, anybody was out there, but frightened, very frightened. And to this day, I know I have a PTSD, because if I'm at a rest stop and I have to go into the bathroom, any public bathroom, I want there to be other people, and I won't enter if I know I'm alone. But anyhow, I walked out and I went to the management office for the mall, explained what had happened. I was on the verge of tears because I was so angry as well as frightened. And so I got back to work after reporting that, and my supervisor told her what had happened. Well, she was infuriated. My God, something bad really could have happened to you or will happen in the future. So she placed a call to the office too and reported it. And don't you know, the next time I went to the mall, those two double doors that led into this corridor were off their hinges. So that to me was, yeah.
There was a change made.
Something
There
that
was
happened,
something.
if I didn't report it, if I
Absolutely.
didn't,
Absolutely.
nothing would have been done.
So the answer, the spin-off to this question is, how can bad things be perceived or felt to be good, is your very fearful, angry experience, I mean, scared you to death still to this day, you're still being affected by that one little moment. It scared you, upset you so badly, but that was a small price to pay, because the doors came off and probably spared someone from being, you know, God forbid, beat up or raped or whatever.
A young girl, that was
Exactly.
like,
So, of the bad things that happen, good things come. They always do. I mean, take down, you know, forestry. Bad things happen, and then you get these groups who come out and they bring the light. They share. They start acting in protective measures. So the light always shines off of any experience. I don't care what it is. The reason that we think it's bad and horrible is because we're not looking for the light. We're not looking at how's that negative experience, the energy of that experience, manifesting the light. Now, what's the one thing humans have always said? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You know, there is. But we're so accustomed into that dogmatic mindset that we forget light is everywhere, everything. That's what everything consists of. And we just focus on the darkness. Now, you want to take it to an extreme, you can take Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, all this really deep bad stuff. Children dying young. I know from being on the other side multiple times. Children dying young, we perceive that they should be living till they're 100. That doesn't mean that that's what they agreed upon in their soul self before they incarnated here. That doesn't mean that's the agreement between that soul and God.
True.
That's what we think. Well, who the heck are we? We didn't create anything. You know, we gave birth to a child, but we didn't create that soul.
Yeah.
So, and I always tell my friends this too. Don't get so mad at your children because they're not your children. You're the babysitter, you know? Yeah. We're only here a short time. So we're the babysitter, the nurturer, the teacher, the guide. But ultimately, we're all God's creator's children. Yeah. And that who has the final say. So just because we think a child dying young is not a good thing, it doesn't mean that it isn't. Yeah. Because depending on how that child leaves, there's always some kind of light that's left. Right. Whether it's to teach the family or lift the family up or start a new foundation to help protect children. Yeah. There's always something good and illuminated that comes from a nasty experience.
And when you're going through it.
When you're going through it, that's emotion.
Yeah. I had a friend who lost a child young. And you just couldn't fathom. No. You know, and it took years, but she healed, and you know, she said, but Joseph was a gift from God. Yes. And I always refer to my children as gifts from God. Yes. So he was his. Absolutely. First, I was blessed with this child, 8 years, and that's what I have to.
Absolutely. And many do. Many parents who have their children leave early, they do come to that because the child's spirit comes to them. And they realize, my child's not dead, my child's not gone. Yes. And I just can't see him and touch him and hug him like I want to.
She witnessed that.
Absolutely.
There's many occasions where she knew.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that, to me, and many people too that I've talked to, is the most miraculous thing ever, is to be able to know without a doubt nobody dies, nobody's gone. Yeah. So my favorite coin is, we see everything visible, but when a spirit leaves the body, the vessel, they just go invisible. Yeah. So it's a world of visible versus invisible. And our consciousness keeps us in the visible, that 3D, you know,
Right.
touch, feel thing.
Yes.
But that's not where the miracle is. The miracle is, you know, sitting on the couch and feeling that your son, who just died at the age of 15, is sitting next to you on the couch, and you can actually see an imprint on the couch, you know. Or my friend, she lost her son. I'm not going to say lost, I'm going to erase that. Her son left early, a drunk driver. He was out riding his big wheel, and he was 5, and a drunk driver ran him over and killed him. Horrific experience for my friend, emotionally, mentally, and it is. I'm by no means discounting that.
Yeah. It's unnatural for
yes.
a parent. Yeah.
Yes. However, and actually her story's in my book. However, there were many times she says she lay down in bed at night and she would feel the bed depressed and her little son's body right next to her and sitting on the couch. So she had these comforting things, and that's what helped her through. It wasn't the mindset of like, oh, I've got to accept my son's death. That's just backwards. You don't have to accept anything. What you have to do is be open to receive the love they have to give us from the other side.
Yeah.
And ironically, she ended up adopting 2 children from the state. The second child, spit an image of her son who left early, spit an image, acts like him, looks like him. It's mind blowing. So you get it once you embrace and acknowledge that that being is not gone, they're still accessible. You'll start getting signs.
Yes.
And that's what I tell any parent who has, you know, experienced this awful emotional state. Pay attention, because they are not gone, they're still trying to communicate. And when you do that, you get to see how perfect everything is. So yes, we've got people out there, I call them little Satans. Little Satans are out there, you know, spreading their chaos and their negativity and their horrible actions and ideas. They're out there spreading it around the world.
Yeah.
But that's also beneficial